Hey, welcome back everybody. So we are on Onshape surface modeling again, and we are going to create this game controller. So let's go ahead and get started. And we first want to start off with step one by creating a copy of this document right here. So go ahead and do that. For step two, we are going to go ahead and start creating a sketch on our front plane. Let's go ahead and make sure that our workspace units are in inches, so we're good. Now let's go ahead and create our sketch. This will be on the front plane. So we're now going to use our intersection tool with a construction line to create a construction line along this surface right here. But we created this construction line where this object, where it intersects to the front plane. Now let's go ahead and start off by creating our ellipse. And this should not be a construction line, so let's go ahead and change that back up. So we're adding our dimensions. This will have a value of 5.5. We'll have a width of 1.625. And then this will have a distance, but first we need to go to our part features, and we need to show our sketch number one. So now we're going to get the center right here and position it above this point by 5.875. And once again, it was at this center point to this point right here, which was from sketch one, which is what we're showing at the moment. And now what we need to do, we need to constrain this. So let's go ahead and click on this point and our construction line. And there we go. Let's make sure we clean this up a little bit. And we have 1, 2, 3 dimensions. Let's show our constraints, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and click accept. But before we do, let's rename this to thumb rest sketch. For step three, we're using the split feature. So let's go ahead and click on split. Make sure we are on face. Faces to split. Let's go ahead and select this blue area. And we're splitting with this portion right here, which is what we just created. And let's accept it. For step four, we're just looking back at our drawings. Let's go ahead and delete this right here. And now we're selecting this face. So actually, let's add. And by the way, to delete, I right clicked and I click delete. So I click add face. And we're going to select this region here. And we accept. Now for step five, we are going to move the face. So let's go ahead and close this by clicking here. So we're moving the face. And we're going to click on this face right here. We want to translate. And this will be at a blind the direction of our right plane. So let's scroll up and click on right plane. And notice it's going outwards. A distance of 0.25 inches. And let's go ahead and accept. Step 6, we're deleting a face. Just click delete face, and we're deleting this portion here, and we're going to leave it open. So here's the before, and here's the after with a deleted face. For step 7, we're going to move a boundary. So click here and move boundary. And we're now selecting the surface of this point. And notice we are going inwards to make this smaller. And the distance will be half an inch, so 0.5. It will be blind. And I selected the wrong surface. Make sure you select the blue surface. It says controller, but make sure as long as we're selecting the blue surface, we're good to go. Now for step 8, we're going to make this surface a little bit larger. So let's go ahead and select move boundary. Selecting now this boundary right here. At this point, we are going to go upwards. So notice we have made this a little bit larger, but we want this to have a size of 0.1, not 1 inch. And it's blind, and let's go ahead and accept. Keep in mind, here was how it changed, our before and our after. Okay, it became slightly larger. Now for step 9, we are going to reposition our object. So let's go ahead and get this done. Let's go ahead and click on transform feature, reorient this. Let's click on our thumb rest. We're going to translate by XYZ, and we're putting in the points that they're giving us. So our first point is 0.15, 0 inches, and then negative 0.3 inches. And we accept. So before and after. Should have gone a little bit lower and outwards. For step 10, we're going to hide the controller surface. And by the way, just to make sure we know the difference, this surface is a controller, and then the bottom is the thumb, which was the thumb rest. So let's go ahead and change this name to thumb rest. And this is for the blue piece. All right, so let's go ahead and hide this. And at this point, let's go ahead and hide sketch 1. And we're going to show our origin. So now we're selecting move face. We're going to translate. Oops, we're going to rotate. The face we're moving is this one. And we are going to do this about the axes. So make sure you click on select mate connector, and we're clicking on the origin. And now what we're going to do is click on this point right here. And now we want to change this to vertex of origin, realign. So make sure you click on realign. The primary axis entity will be the front plane. Notice this green point right here, this red point there. Those are our axes. Let's make sure we add 4 degrees here. So before and after. Now we're going to show our controller. Now we're going to loft our features. We're going to click surface, add, and we're going to select our 2 edges. Notice how we're selecting the edge of the controller and the edge of the thumb. We're going to match the curvature with a value of 0.5. We're doing this again for the other profile. We're matching the curvature with a value of 0.5. Merge with all has already been selected below, and we go ahead and accept. Notice we've just lofted our feature, going back and forward. Now for step 12, we want to identify the areas that have not been completed. So let's go down here to highlight boundary edges. This section up here is incomplete. So let's go ahead and finish that up. So for step 13, we're going to now fill this in. So make sure you click in this area here and select fill. And at this point, we do want to click on add. And we're selecting 7 edges. Edge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's go ahead and accept. Merge with all should be selected. My screen's a little bit wonky. I can't see below, but make sure merge with all selected. And that has been completed. Now we're going to add a fillet. So click here. Any corner, we're going to add tangent propagation, radius, curvature, 0.25, 0.25 for the radius, and the magnitude of a 0.5. Well, let's go ahead and click accept. Now for step 15, you're going to use a mask properties tool, and you're going to select the controller. Notice you will have an error reading here, but that's okay. So once again, you're going to mask properties, select controller, and here you'll find the surface area that you need to use for the self-check. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe.